8 factual stories, each with a sharp turn, a late-blooming trend, a named refusal, a first-of-its-kind novel, and more. By the end, you'll see how small details can completely change the size of a story. 9 years after release, Aeao came back inside a celebrity trend. The song was old, but the clip felt brand new. First, the track had already been sitting in the background for years. Then a trend gave people a simple way to use it again. That revival spread across multiple platforms, and many K-pop celebrities joined in. The same audio could travel fast because the trend was easy to copy. Once enough people repeated it, the song stopped feeling old. It became a shared sound cue that linked posts across platforms. Aeao ended up as a fresh social moment built from an older track. A single song title can move from archive shelf to phone screen in one trend. The Telangana Gatter Film Awards are named after someone who refused awards for Telugu cinema. That is the strange part. Gatter was already linked to Telugu cinema recognition. His name had weight before any title used it. So the award name does something unusual. It turns refusal into honor, and places that choice on the trophy itself. That gives the title political and cultural weight. Every announcement now carries the memory of a public stance. So the trophy name is not just a label. It points back to Gatter, Telugu cinema, and the choice behind the name. Before Magic's world grew larger, one fantasy novel was already inside it. Arena appeared in 1994, before the universe had many books. The card game was Magic, The Gathering, and Arena was published by Harper Fantasy. William R. Forstchen wrote it as a fantasy novel. The key detail is simple. Arena was the first novel set in the Magic, The Gathering universe. It turned a card game setting into published fiction. That meant the world could extend beyond a deck of cards. A reader could hold the setting in a paperback, not only in a shuffle of cards. So Arena was more than a title on a spine. It was the first paperback door into Magic's larger universe, resting beside the cards. Fiji beat Australia 1-0 in 1988, and each player had a $500 Fijian bonus waiting behind that result. Before kickoff, the Fiji Football Association promised every player $500 Fijian if they won. That was a clear reward, not a mystery. For an underdog team, the bonus gave the match a concrete target: one win, one payout, and a reason to push for every ball. The payoff was a 1-0 upset over Australia. A small cash promise sat beside a famous scoreline. What remains is simple: a bonus, a match, and players who knew the reward before the whistle. The final image is a folded $500 Fijian note on a bench. A Lego Moon film from 1973 stayed unseen for 40 years. That delay makes the little movie feel impossible. Its title was En Reg Tilmanen. It was an amateur film, built with Lego pieces and made in 1973. The odd part is not the making, it is the gap. The film was not publicly released until 40 years later. So a homemade moon story sat out of sight, while the years kept moving. When it finally reached the public, the delay became the headline. What began as a Lego experiment ended as a release after decades. The final image is simple: a small film, a moon made from bricks, and an audience at last. The Missing took 3 years to write. Then the cameras rolled for only 4 days. That gap sits between development and production. Development is the slow writing stage, before anyone starts filming. For The Missing, the script grew over years. The shoot itself moved fast, finishing in 4 days. That speed changes the feeling of the project. Months of ideas become a short burst of setups, takes, and resets. So the slow part was the page, not the lens. One script can sit for years, then land on a set in 4 days. Liechtenstein's 2021 election was separated by just 42 votes between the two biggest parties. On February 7, 2021, voters chose 25 members for the Landtag, Liechtenstein's parliament. Turnout reached 78%. The Patriotic Union and the Progressive Citizens Party each won 10 seats. The VU finished only 42 votes ahead of the FBP. That tiny gap mattered because the parliament was so small. In a 25-seat chamber, a few ballots can keep the race extremely close. The result sat on a single line of numbers, 42 votes. In a country this small, one ballot can feel close to the Landtag itself. A subway station wall is made from thousands of coins, not tiles. At Bartley, the surface catches the light in tiny circles. This is Bartley Station on Singapore's Circle Line. It is an underground MRT stop in Serangoon, near schools and landmarks. The coin mat uses 164,801 cent coins. Packed together, the coins stop being change and become a wall surface. From far away, the wall reads like a regular finish. Up close, every coin catches a different angle of light. That shift turns ordinary money into public art people pass on the way to class or home. In Bartley, the wall is the object you notice last. If one of these facts surprised you, the rest were built to do the same. Subscribe for more clear, grounded stories and tell us which one you want expanded next.